Good Monday evening, Veterans Day. Hope you had a wonderful, productive time honoring the people who have served our country and who are in the process of protecting us. Yes, we appreciate each one of our veterans. We are in 2 Chronicles, the 34th chapter, and we're talking about the first grader again. 8 years old, King Josiah. Remember, Manasseh was the previous king, and he returned to the Lord after he had a hiccup, making mistakes and going toward the crazy things of life. And he humbled himself finally, and the Lord blessed him. Well, his son was blessed also. Now, I want you to think about when you were in your junior year of high school. It could be sophomore year too, 16 years old. Well, in verse 3 of chapter 34, Josiah did some great things when he was 16. It says the 8th year of his reign, when he was yet young, he took care of business. What did he do? He began to seek after the God of David, his great-great-great-grandfather, and he just started purging, cleaning Judah and Jerusalem of all the craziness and the idolatry and the graven images and the molten and the carved images and all that. He cleaned it up. And the verse at the end of this chapter, verse 33, Josiah took away all the abominations. What are we doing to clear out any craziness that surround our environment? Now, maybe physically we can't, get rid of, images or things that are disrespectful to the Lord, but our very presence should be a cleansing factor, right? We're not trying to be all holier than thou, but we should be making a difference wherever we are. And Josiah took away anything that pertained to anything that was evil. And he made all that were present by his presence. He made all Israel to serve the Lord their God. And all his days, the days that he lived, and I think he only lived into his 40s, right? Because he reigned for 31 years. He started at the age of 8. He was like the age of Martin Luther King. I think when he passed, he was 39 years old. He didn't even make it to his 40th year. Now, so Josiah, if he was 39 and he passed, look at all the life that he packed into his young life. What are we doing? And it says, in all his days, the Israelites, departed not from following the Lord, the God of their fathers, because of the great leadership that Josiah had exemplified before the people. Ooh, that's inspiring. Because today is November 11th, we go to Proverbs 11. And I would say that in verse, it's so much. He that diligently seeketh good procureth favor. We want to procure the favor. We want to receive the favor of the Lord. And the fruit of the righteous is a tree of life. We've seen a lot of branches fall because of the snow that has fallen, the early snow here in Chicago. But the fruit of the righteous is a tree of life, but she or he that winneth souls is wise. And speaking of the branches, he or she that trusteth in riches, this temporary stuff, shall fall, but the righteous shall flourish as a branch. So even though I did a lot of raking leaves yesterday and picking up the twigs and the branches, know that we will never be cast away. We are rooted and grounded in the Lord deep, deep, deep down. And even though our time here on earth might expire, guess what? Our soul and our existence is eternal with our Father. So that's total flourishing, total blessing, total bliss because we are in the presence of the Lord. And there are so many other promises. Know that while we're doing these great things, whether our life is short or it's long, like I said, my cousin lived to be in her mid-50s, but she packed so much love and light in her life. And she was one to make a difference. And we want to be able to have that testimony as Josiah and as Dr. Martin Luther King and so many more in the Bible. So our main counsel is the word of God. And in verse 14, it says, where no counsel is, the people fall. But in the multitude of counselors, the multitude of these books, scriptures, and this word, there is safety. And let's offer this type of protection for everybody, for there's a blessing reading his word and abiding in his love. And again, thank you for the protection that our veterans have given in the past. Have a good evening. Enjoy the blessings of the Lord.